game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buc fans were there too. The Buc.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by lead goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little clear. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.
It does look like we got a little...
No, my camera's broke.
Howdy ho, howdy hey, how the hell is everybody? It's game week, and that feels great hearing that it's game week. It's Tampa Tones alongside the great J-Lo here. J-Lo, you're muffling a little bit, brother. Your mic's catching some lag, but nonetheless, Tampa Tones and J-Lo here live on the Buccateers podcast, bringing you guys our Bucs season preview today. We're going to run through the schedule with records. We're going to give our MVPs of the season, our rookie of the years for the Buccaneers. We might be joined by the great Gene from Buc What Ya Heard and the great J.C. Allen of Sports Illustrated as well. But without further ado, we're going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself, the great J-Lo, my partner from the Buccateers. J-Lo, how the hell you doing, brother? It's game week. I'm fucking amped. As Todd Bowles said today, yeah, I'm excited, baby. Let's go.
That was lit, by the way. When Todd Bowles went in there and threw out all the excitement, you gotta love that, man. It's fucking game week, bro. We're about to go into Sunday and play the Commanders. I'm telling you, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun season. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait either. And like I said, today is going to be a great one. We got a lot in store for today's show. We got predictions on the season win and loss total. As Christopher Cole says, hello, peeps. Hello, Christopher. Great having you, my brother. But we got win-loss total season. We got MVP of the year for the Bucs, rookie of the year for the Bucs, coach of the year for the Bucs. Without further ado, we're going to get busted here in just a minute. But, J-Lo, it is game week. We got a game tomorrow, a game Friday, lots of games Sunday. College has games Friday and Saturday as well. Great time of year to be a football fan. What say you?
It's a great time. You got college, you got pro, you got high school. You got high school, you know, if you're a high school guy that's a scout, you know, players. It's football season, baby. We're here.
Yeah, and week one against the Commanders. Feeling better about that than your Florida football program of the Gators, or what say you?
I feel a lot better being a Bucs fan than a Gator fan right now.
That's what I'm asking. Do you feel better where the Bucs are than opposed to the Gators?
Absolutely, because we actually got possibly a disciplined football team compared to Florida. But, you know, I'll eat crow. My Gators got beat, is what it is. Congrats to the U, whatever you want to call yourselves. You know, at the end of the day. But yeah, I'll do you one better, Tone, before we keep going. I'd rather be a Gator fan than a Florida State fan right now. I'll end it like that.
I don't think so. I wouldn't rather be either, to be quite honest with you. But if I had to pick, I'd still be a Florida State fan, only because, you know, their arrow points up a little bit more, I would say, than the Gators. They're going to need a new coach, the Gators, and all that. But we're here on our Bucs show, not the Gators, not Florida State, or any of those fellas. As our favorite Canadian, Pepin Steppen, says, what's up, Pepin Steppen? Please make sure if you are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn that notification bell on as well, so you'll never miss an episode of the Buccateers either. J-Lo, we're going to start picking games right away. Me and you, it looks like. Week one it is. We're going to get some music here quickly in a little bit as we go on to pick games. But J-Lo, first and foremost, real quickly, fantasy football thoughts. Have you gotten any Bucs throughout your leagues? Any Bucs players catch your eye in the world of fantasy? And do you have any on your teams?
Yes, I do. In the first draft, I ended up getting Rachaad White in my Yahoo league. I'm excited for this kid. I feel like he's going to blow up. I feel like this is going to be a big year for him. And then in my second league, I got Mike Evans. I got to go with my boy Mike. I picked him more Devontae Adams. I don't care what y'all NFL fans want to feel. Mike's my guy.
Mike all day over Devontae.
Just saying, but I got him. I got Baker Mayfield also as well. I even took Jim McMullen as my last pick in the Yahoo League, now that I think about it. I took him my last pick because I feel like this kid, is going to go off. Like, I think Mike and Chris are going to have their good years, but this McMullen's getting me more excited, as we get in discussion. But, yeah, I got some Bucs in my fantasy league for sure.
Yeah, I got some as well, but again, my main draft is tonight. I've had 7 drafts in total, but the one tonight's a Big Bertha, the Big Behemoth, the Chip Tip Champ, and this one we do in person. So that's why we are hard stopping today at 6:30 Eastern. But have no fear, Buccateers marathon tomorrow. I call it a marathon. We'll get into more of that shortly, but you're going to see Buccateers all over the face with different voices being heard all damn night tomorrow night. And we'll get into that here in a little bit towards the end of the show. Without further ado, though, J-Lo, are you ready for season pick'em? We're just going to go through each game and simply say win or loss. And at the end, we're going to get to our win and loss total on the year.
Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Going to play some music, ladies and gentlemen. J-Lo and Tones on the Buccateers going to be doing our Buccaneers pick'em right now. The music isn't meaning we're starting, we're ending. We're just getting going here on the Buccateers with our win-loss prediction for the season. As J-Lo and Tones here start. J-Lo, week 1, 4:25 this Sunday against the Commandos. The Bucs open up at Raymond James Stadium. Do you see this one ending in a win or a loss for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in just 4 short days from today?
Dub all day. It'll be a dub. I feel the Commanders will give us a good game. It'll be close, but I feel like we'll pull it out in front of our home crowd. So that's a dub for sure for the Bucs in week 1.
Yeah, in just about 4 days from this exact time, J-Lo, we'll have a pretty good idea of how the game's going at that point. Be about halftime, and we'll see where the team stands. I'm going with the win as well. The spread right now is 3 points. I think that's a little too low. I think the Bucs should win this one by at least a touchdown. Not getting over cocky, not getting overconfident, but that's where I think this Bucs team is. Week 2, J-Lo, against Detroit, home against the Lions, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. That's September 15th in Detroit. What say you on that game? Could the Bucs get a little revenge from going 0-2 last year against the Lions?
I really wish we would have played the Lions a little later in the middle of the season.
Or week 1 maybe, right? Like open up.
Week 1 maybe. But to me, I feel like this is going to be a tough one because the Lions are a good football team. They proved it to me twice last year. I say in a close one by a field goal, the Lions will take this one. That's a L for me.
You know what? I got Todd Bowles in the room, in his office all summer long, all spring long, circling X's, drawing O's, playing tic-tac-toe amongst himself with the paper, figuring out a game plan for this game specifically. They beat the Bucs twice last year when it mattered most. Our creamsicles have not been back in forever. They debuted last year against the Lions. Lions beat us pretty damn good in those. Then again, in the playoffs, 1 game away from being in the NFC Championship, Detroit snipes us. Pepin Steppen, our favorite Canadian, says he'll be at the game. Great game to be at. And Donnie Pepin, I think you're going to see a win that game. I got the Bucs starting 2-0, J-Lo. I got them going on the road to Detroit, revenging their 2 losses from last season and shocking the hell out of the football world and beating the Lions week 2 on the road. Week 3, J-Lo, the Bucs return home against former rival Sean Payton and co. 2 of the first 3 weeks we'll have rookie quarterbacks barring injury. We'll have Bo Nix coming to Tampa. That game will be 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Fox. So our first 3 games open up on Fox. J-Lo, Sean Payton coming to town with the Denver Broncos. How do you see this one shaking out for the Buccaneers?
I definitely see a W. The Bucs will win the game, but I think a little bit closer than what the line will be because obviously, depending on how the Broncos start, I can see them giving us maybe a 7-2 touchdown lead. I think the Bucs will win by a touchdown in that game. I think Bo Nix has got a good future, and I think he's definitely going to show out a little bit. But I think because of our continuity, Topples will deliver another welcome to the NFL rookie type moment to Bo Nix and Bucs win by a touchdown.
I agree. I think Bucks will win this one as well. And you see Donnie Pepin say we don't fare well against rookie QBs, and you hear that sentiment echoed plenty among the Buccaneers fan base throughout the land. As El Monito, my guy, is joining us live on Facebook. Hello, El Monito. Welcome into the program. But that is a little bit skewed because that was more so 2010 to 2019 when the Bucs struggled with rookie quarterbacks. Yes, there's been bits and pieces here and there, like when Daniel Jones beat us his rookie year, although that was self-inflicted. We should have won on a field goal. Herbert had his moments when they almost beat the Bucs, but the Bucs ended up beating the Chargers as well. J-Lo, I got the Bucs upending the Broncos that week, and I got the Bucs moving to 3-0 to start the season. You have them at 2-1. I have them at 3-0 as we head into week 4 here. Again, you're joining J-Lo Tampa Tones on the Buccateers. Our Buccaneers 2024-2025 season preview and kickoff show, breaking down the schedule. Then we got our Rookie of the Year, our Coach of the Year, and our Player of the Year before we bounce out of here. Again, hard stop tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, but we'll be back tomorrow, and we got a lot in store for tomorrow. Eagles, Bucs, J-Lo, week 4 in Ray J. That's 1:00 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Woo! Tough one. You know, early in the season, but because I'll say this, I feel the Bucs finally are the kryptonite to the Philadelphia Eagles. I say the Bucs will win at home in another close one. Good defensive battle, whether Devin White shows his face or not, whatever. At the end of the day, Bucs will win that game. So I got them going 3-1.
Speaking of Devin White, he's being goofy right now, missing trips, and I know he's a little banged up, but there were potential trade rumors with him that just sparked today that almost took place before the season. So his status on the Eagles ain't even certain that he'll be a member of the Eagles by the time the Bucs play the Eagles. But for the same reason I got the Bucs beating the Lions, I have the Eagles actually beating the Bucs in this one, sadly. I got the Bucs dropping to 3-1, have us starting 3-0. Listen, the Eagles got absolutely embarrassed, obliterated, smacked around here the last time we played when the Bucs won in that Monday Night Football playoff matchup just a short year ago, not even a year ago. I think Eagles win closely. I don't think it's a blowout by any means, but I think they revenge their L and take advantage of a 3-0 Bucs team who's riding a little high atop the NFC South. Speaking of NFC South, October 3rd, short rest that night, J-Lo, on my mom's birthday, Thursday Night Football. Bucs go to Atlanta. I'll be in Atlanta for this one. That's 8:15 Eastern p.m. Amazon Prime. Thursday Night Football. Bucs Falcons in Hotlanta. We both have the Bucs 3-1 at this point, entering Week 5. J-Lo, how do you see this one shaking up in a division battle with the Atlanta Falcons?
As much as I hate to admit it, on a short week, and Kirk Cousins does play good ball against us, as much as we all want to admit. So I feel on a short week on the road, and it's my daughter's birthday, by the way. She'll be 13, teenager, by the way. But I will. It's gonna be. Hopefully, I'm wrong. I've always been wrong in the past on certain things, but I get Atlanta at home on a short week. Atlanta will take the W. Won't be no 56.
So you're going loss.
Yes, loss. Yes, sir. Loss.
Cool. Well, that's what I thought. I was afraid you were going that way, and I could see your reasoning. Many of reasons show that road teams are at a disadvantage heading into Thursday Night Football on the road. Short week, you got to travel. It gets a little mucky. NFC South opponent as well. Atlanta kind of owes us revenge after we essentially eliminated them from the playoffs late last season. I'm going with the Bucs here in this one, though. We're going to be on short rest, but that means Atlanta's going to be on short rest as well. I need to be showing something by this Falcons team. I know they beat us in our home turf last year, but we beat them in their home turf this year. I think the cake is sliced the same this year. I think the Buccaneers win. I think they get to 4-1. You got them at 3-2 through week 5. Either way, we're playing winning football. BB King said Donovan McNabb got destroyed by the Bucs his rookie season. Hey, I remember a couple games where we took it to McNabb. The next week, J-Lo, October 13th, week 6, we return against another divisional foe on the road yet again in New Orleans. I will be there yet again, back-to-back weeks. But this time it's in New Orleans, J-Lo, another tough game. Playing in the Caesars Dome is never easy. How do you see this one shaking out? Do you think the Bucs get to 4-2, or do you have them dropping to 500?
So with this game, that being said, I feel that the Bucs are going to rejuvenate. They're going to have a little bit longer of a rest time after the short game week. I let the Bucs get in the road win in New Orleans again. And I will tell you, it's loud in that dome. I almost went deaf in that dome. I'll give them that. But I just feel the Bucs have gotten past the whole struggles with New Orleans. I feel like they're going to take it into New Orleans and get another W like they did last year.
That is awesome, and I'm on the same page as well. Cleve and me, just checking in. Happy NFL Eve, fellas. Happy NFL Eve to you, Cleve and me. We'll see you Saturday on our weekly kickoff football show. Once again, for those unfamiliar, the Saturday Super Show, Saturday Showdown, every damn Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, all the way up until 11:55 a.m. Eastern Time, right before the college games. We're going to have Bucs previews, NFL previews, college football, fantasy football, gambling, and so much more. I have the Bucs winning this game in New Orleans as well, J-Lo. I think the Bucs have kind of curbed the Saints' fears. I've said it time and time again. I remember Bucs fans were nervous when Dennis Allen got their head coach. Dennis Allen. I was never afraid of him. To me, he's a hack. I don't really give a rip what people say. I don't think he's that great of a head coach. He wasn't in Oakland, and he sure as hell ain't in New Orleans either. I got the Bucs going on the road and beating a Saints team that ain't as familiar as it once was just a few short years ago, J-Lo. At one time, they had Drew Brees. They had Michael Thomas playing out of his mind. Alvin Kamara was a lot more effective. Those days are long gone in New Orleans. I got the Bucs starting 5-1 through 6 weeks. Week 7, J-Lo, Bucs get a little bit more rest. Get a mini extra bye week as we play Monday Night Football that week, home against Baltimore. Again, that is Monday Night Football on ESPN, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Buck and Aikman on the call. Ravens are tough with Harbaugh. 4-2, you see the Bucs going into week 7, J-Lo. How do you see this one shaking out?
So this is one of my surprise upset picks because obviously the Ravens are going to be the favorite for that game because they've owned us for a long time, but not anymore. Because Todd Bowles is one I know who's tired of getting beaten by a certain quarterback, and I think this is the game, Monday Night Football, in our turf, our home turf, in front of our fans. I say the Bucs win this one by 2 scores because that's how confident I am in this team. No disrespect to Lamar and the Ravens, but they're going to have that one down game. That's the game. In Tampa, both going to deliver, and Bucs go off 5-2 against the Ravens.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the attitude, and I love the fight. Sadly, I see this one as a loss for this Buccaneers team. I got us falling to the same record as you then at that point, going from 5-1 to 5-2. Listen, I think the Bucs are ready to battle. I think we're prepared. I think we give the Ravens a better game than we did a couple of years ago in Raymond James Stadium, and that's a game where we lost some key guys to injury. Shaq Barrett was lost for the season that year. That game, I should say, and so much more. It's going to be Monday Night Football. Emotions are going to be high, but I think Harbaugh and Lamar come to town. I think they upend us by 3 to 4 points. Nothing crazy, but I do think they barely beat us by less than a touchdown. I'll say that. Pep and Steppen, a man of many games, going to Detroit. Then he will be at this game as well. Next game, J-Lo, we both have the Bucs at the same record at this point. 5-2 through 7 games. We have them winning and losing different ones. We have them losing 2 different ones, actually, to this point. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but time will tell. We return on short weeks rest then the following week, J-Lo, at home against the Falcons. We play the Falcons twice within the first 8 weeks, and both times we play the Falcons, J-Lo, is on short rest. The first time is from a Sunday heading into a Thursday. This time is a Monday heading into a Sunday. Those type of things could be a big deal, J-Lo. What say you when the Bucs return home against the Falcons, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, Fox, October 27th, Week 8?
I'm confident that the Bucs will finally break the creamsicle curse to where we don't win many games in the creamsicle. I think we get our revenge from losing Thursday night to the Falcons in a short week, and then we improve to 6-2, which is a great start. It's a great start.
Yeah, I think we're going to win that one as well. I think we sweep the Falcons this year. A lot of people are high on the Falcons. By the way, Bucs division winner right now, times 333. If you put $20 on him, you could win damn near almost $80 just from a $20 bet, damn near, for the Bucs winning the division. Take the odds now. I think they sweep the Falcons. I think they get to 6-2 as well, and that brings us to next week's game. I don't think Penix is starting by then. I don't think we see Penix for a couple of years. Barring injury, I don't think we see him for 2 seasons. I bet you he starts one game this year, whether it's because Falcons are out of it or in it. And I do think the NFC South could have 2 playoff teams this year, a wild card and our division winner. So not ruling that out. But barring injury or benching from lack of playoff contention or clinching playoff, I don't think we see Penix in important football this year. November 4th, we'll be there for Pop's birthday. Monday Night Football on the road in Kansas City Chiefs. The night before election night, J-Lo, what say you? Buccaneers, Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch, ESPN, Buck Aikman on the call, 8:15 Eastern. How do you see this one shaking out? Mahomes, Mayfield, what say you?
Tough one, real tough one. As much as I want to pit the Bucs to go into Arrowhead and get an upset over the Chiefs, I just feel this would be a game where we wake up to reality that we are not the best team in the NFL, and we lose this game, an L, to the Chiefs, back-to-back Super Bowl winning champions, in a close one.
Yeah, I got this one as an L as well, sadly, in a close one too. I'm in the same boat as you. I think we're going to play tough. I think we're going to fight hard. I think we're going to give it all we got. Monday Night Football, the world's watching. Todd Bowles always has his guys ready to play in the spotlight. I think Mahomes has it really figured out by then. I think Xavier Worthy's a little bit more entrenched into that offense. Clyde Edwards-Helaire should be healthier by then for them as well. I think Hollywood Brown should be back in the mix by then. I think Chiefs get a little healthier while the Bucs get a little more banged up. And I think the Bucs lose this one in a close battle here in Kansas City. But yeah, I think that one is a loss, man. I got week 9 as a losses. That brings us to week 10, J-Lo, November 10th, home against San Fran, and that's Tom Brady's return to the Bay. Tom Brady's returning that week to the Bucs, this time in the broadcast booth. November 10th, Sunday. Right now, you got the Bucs with 3 losses. I got the Bucs with 3 losses. We have them each at 6-3. Coming into week 10, J-Lo, what say you? Tom Brady's return, 49ers, Bucs.
Unfortunately, man, that's another tough one. I feel like we're going to come ready to play like we did the Chiefs. It's just some reason the Niners just own us right now. I can't really predict them to beat the Niners, even at home. I think the Bucs will fight hard, and I think they'll end up going to the bye week at 6-4, and I'm totally okay with that. So
Did I hear a Niner in there?
Yes, you did.
Hey, and just joining us, JC and Gene. By the way, we are only live for 19 more minutes today, fellas. It's a mini one. It's a short one because we got an extravaganza tomorrow that we're going to get so much more into. Today's our season preview show, records, players, and awards, and so much more. I got a loss as well against the 49ers in this one, sadly. You know, I think they figure us out as we limp our way into the bye at 6-4 here. I think the Bucs just don't have what it takes to beat the Niners just yet. At least in the regular season, maybe we get a blueprint come playoff time. But I got this Bucs team at 6-4, heading into the bye week. Gene, how the hell you doing? What say you, Bucs Niners, come November 10th?
It's my upset special. I feel like Tampa is going to come in and surprise them. It's just my personal opinion. I think they have the personnel to do it. I think they have the coaching staff, and we'll see what the running game looks like. But it's any given Sunday, and that's one of those games that I feel like San Francisco is going to come in and underestimate the Bucs, and I think the Bucs are going to sneak away with a win. That's my upset special out of all the games that I see.
That would be incredible if that is the case. JC, the great JC Allen of Sports Illustrated. Gene has a win against San Fran. J-Lo and I have L's. Once again, this is our season preview show. How do you see this one shaking out, JC, against San Fran?
First off, I love that you put the timer clock up there just because you know I'm on the show now. Just a heads up, we only have 19 minutes left. Keep it short and brief. I got the Niners losing this game. I got the Bucs winning this game.
Wow.
I actually have them 5-5 going into the bye. Tough losses, divisional losses early on. Win against Washington, loss against Detroit, win against the next two, Denver, Philly, loss against Atlanta, loss against New Orleans, loss against the Ravens. They bounce back with a win at home against Atlanta. Then they lose to the Chiefs before they beat the 49ers to get to 5-5 at the bye.
Wow, that's incredible. So we're split on this one. And no. We just have method to our madness. We got Buccateers extravaganza to get into tomorrow. Buc What Ya Heard, Buccateers going to be all over the place on a Thursday night. We're going to be on the Command This podcast. We got Gene hosting Buc What Ya Heard. We got Anthony Gator hopping on the Buccateers, former Buc, current Florida International coordinator, coaching up those kids. So it's going to be a great time here tomorrow. And I got 2 damn fantasy drafts tonight, in person, online. It's just crazy stuff as we near football season. Bye week, and then the Giants home November 24th, 1:00 Eastern on CBS. First game of the year on CBS. Could you believe that? JC, what say you? Bucs Giants November 24th.
Put up the dub. That's a nice win for them. Giants are going to be struggling to figure out their identity. They have some pieces, not enough. Easy win for the Bucs.
Wow, we got Jacko Bluntly calling out JC because he says we're going undefeated. So, J-Lo, what say you against the Giants? How do you see that game shaking out?
If the Bucs go undefeated, I'll get a tattoo and shave my head bald.
Hey, you got to get a tattoo of Gene, me, and J-Lo chugging.
Oh, God, no.
Okay?
I don't want to scar myself, but I'll get a Bucs flag.
Either way, man. Either way, I love it. That's awesome stuff. But we appreciate you. Always such kind words for the guys. But J-Lo, what say you?
I agree with JC. It should be a dub. Maybe Daniel Jones, if he's even playing at that time, might get a little scare at first, but it should be a dub for the Bucs.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm going W. We always seem to take care of the Giants as late, whether it's a 2-point conversion we uphold at game's end or we just railroad them. Recent years, we've had better success ever since our 2019 debacle with them. Gene, how do you see this one shaking out of the bye week at home against on the road against the Giants?
I see that as a win. Danny Dimes came up with the nickname playing against the Buccaneers, and I think he's going to go back to being Daniel Jones, and you can throw all that out the window. I see a win. They just haven't done enough they haven't put enough together in the offseason to really put themselves in a position to really compete. And when you look at their division, they're really on the struggle bus. I mean, even Washington looks a lot more sexy than they do.
I agree with that, and I think Giants are the first team to fire their head coach this year, and I think that's probably the best landing spot for Belichick if he does make a return. What, JC?
I think the Saints fire Dennis Allen first.
That's tough. That's I could see that going either way, to be honest, but either way, I think those are the first 2 coaches out the door, and so does Vegas. I believe they're the top 2 in terms of betting odds to get canned mid-season. Speaking of canned mid-season, Carolina, December 1st, we're on the road. That team, all they do is can coaches these days. It seems like, damn, Frank Reich gone, Matt Rule gone. Now you got Dave Canales, the Buc practice squad poacher there. This game's on the road. This game is 4:05 Eastern time on Fox. J-Lo, we'll start with you on this one. How do you see it shaking out?
Dub. Easy dub. Davy
Easy.
Boy's in for a long weekend this season. Easy dub for the Bucs on the road in Carolina.
JC, how do you see this one shaking out? Easy dub?
First off, always time for a good quickie there, Emily. Winking face. No, I think this is actually a difficult game for the Bucs. I think the easier one comes later in the season. I think this one is one when Dave kind of knows a lot about this personnel, and he's going to be at home, and I think he develops a good game plan that he hangs around the Bucs. Remember, they hung around last year twice, almost beat him once, and I think they're going to be playing much better this year under the guidance of Dave. But I think this one is one of those games where the Bucs kind of struggle to get through. They do and win it, but not easy by any means, I don't think.
Gene, where are you heading with this one? Or you think it's an easy win, a tough win? How do you see it shaking out?
They're a division rival. I mean, that's always tough. I mean, as long as it's a division rival, you can't just write it off. But with Dave Canales, I'm really curious to see how he runs a whole team. We've gotten a sample size of what he does as an offensive coordinator, but running a whole team, special teams, managing the clock, and just everything that entails. So it's going to be interesting to see how much he's progressed by the time it's time to face the Bucs. I see this as a win. It'll be a hard fought win as it is a division rival, and I think the Bucs come out and win that.
Yeah, I think the Bucs come out and win as well. I don't think it's going to be easy, though. I feel like these NFC South games are far and few in between that are actually easy wins, no matter who's good in the South, no matter who's bad in the South. I find it tough games year in, year out. It's always tough, but I do think the Bucs win. JC said, Canales knows a lot about the Bucs. Well, that means the Bucs know a lot about Dave Canales as well. So as much as Dave Canales has a one-up on the Bucs, that means the Bucs have just as much as a one-up on Sir Dave Canales. So, I think it's close early on in that one. Then I think third or fourth quarter comes around, and I got the Bucs pulling away late. I think it's close for 3 quarters or so, but I think Todd Bowles says, "Hey, Dave, I know you better than anybody, my man. I'm going to start cooking here in the fourth." I got the Bucs winning that one by...
I definitely think Dave's intimate relationship with the quarterbacks that he develops, like Baker, he probably knows Baker's deepest, darkest fears, and he just gets on that level with these guys. So he's gonna know what Baker really doesn't like, and I feel like he'll be able to pass that on to Evero, EJ Evero, the coordinator, and they'll be able to dial up some things, as you said, to keep him kind of at bay, until late in the game where the Bucs pull away and win. I'm with you on that.
I see what you. I agree. I agree with you, JC. That game's going to be a chess battle. They're going to go back and forth and see what the hell happens. Mike Edwards dropped easy interception. Sadly, I feel like Bucs defensive backs the past 4 years or so dropped a lot of easy interceptions. Outside of SMB, he actually had decent hands, but neither here nor there. December 8th at home against the Raiders. My return to Raymond James Stadium. Let's go, baby. I'll be at that game. That's a Super Bowl rematch, a Super Bowl classic there. J-Lo, you'll be there as well, 1 o'clock Eastern. That one's on CBS. Bucs, Raiders, Tampa Tones in the house. Who do you got winning that one?
I got the Bucs winning at home. I just feel the Raiders are a big question mark because of the quarterback situation. They got Gardner Minshew starting it. By then, we're probably Aiden O'Connell or wherever other quarterback they got on the roster. I just think the Bucs will win. Not dominating, but they'll definitely pull out a win by a touchdown, I feel like, on that one.
Gene, you got to end in the same way, or do you see this one shaking out differently?
I think the Bucs get an early lead and hold on to it. As the Bucs win. I just have not seen enough from the Raiders to really have any kind of, worry about them, to be honest.
Yeah, I call the Raiders like the backup QB room of the 2024 season. They had Minshew, they have Aiden O'Connell. At one point, they had Anthony Brown, former Ravens backup quarterback who started some games. To me, they don't have that QB to take him to the next level. Minshew might be able to keep him in the game. Ultimately, I think Bucs win and pull away a little bit JC, are you on the clean sweep of the Bucs here against the Raiders?
The Raiders are going to lose. I just think, we don't know what's going to be going on, as Jeremy alluded to. Is it Minshew? Is it O'Connell? Is Devontae Adams there? Was he traded at the deadline? If he is and they're not winning, is he disgruntled? There's too many different variables. I don't think they're a complete team. I like some of the pieces they have on that young defense. I like some of the pieces they have on offense. I just don't think it's going to be enough for to beat the Bucs coming, 3 weeks off the bye, kind of rolling at this point into the postseason. Bucs win pretty easily, probably by a touchdown or 10 points or 2 or something like that.
We'll start with you in the next one as well, JC, the great JC Allen, Sports Illustrated Live, joining the Buccateers and Buc What Ya Heard crossover Hump Day special. December 15th, 4:25 p.m. Eastern on Fox, the Bucs visit Harbaugh, the brother Harbaugh, in Los Angeles, the Chargers. How do you see that one playing out?
The good brother Harbaugh. It's so tough to pick these games later in the season with the Chargers because notoriously they're always injured at this time of the year, whether it's Allen or Williams prior or Bosa or Mack or Derwin James. So it's kind of hard to get a beat on it. I think what they're going to do best this year is run the ball. And I think what the Bucs do best almost every year for the last 5 years is stop the run. So I think it's going to be one of these tough to fought matchups. Obviously the Bucs have to go all the way to the West Coast, furthest you can go besides going to Seattle and San Francisco rather. But I think they come out with a tough win. It's a close win, and they keep that momentum rolling and now win 5 straight games, 4 in a row since the bye week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the win as well. And it's funny because you look at the Chargers backfield, as you alluded to, they're going to run the heck out of the ball, JC. They kind of stole brother Harbaugh's running backs, right? They got Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins from the Ravens. So that'll be an interesting shaped backfield. But give me the Bucs here.
Too.
Yeah.
Who did they draft there?
They drafted. Well, here's the Chargers backfield. I'll pull it up here quick, but it is going to be hilarious to see those 2 running backs. I've been getting Gus Edwards in pretty good late value rounds in some fantasy leagues, by the way, for you fantasy. But they got Kamani Vito, and
yes.
they also signed Hassan Haskins from Michigan. Reuniting with Harbaugh. Not that he's done much in his career, but what can you do? J-Lo, are you with JC and I with a win on the West Coast?
It's a tough one. It's going to be a tough battle. I agree with JC. It's going to be a really close battle. The last time we played Justin Herbert, he lit us up bad in his rookie year. And Jim Harbaugh, he's owned us, man. We haven't beaten Jim Harbaugh. So, I don't know why I go by that method, but I think we actually we beat Jim Harbaugh, and we go on the road, and we beat Justin Herbert again in a very close one.
Gene, what say you? Are you going to complete the sweep for the win over the Chargers?
I see the Bucs winning this game. I like what the Bucs have, and until they prove me otherwise, I think this is one of those games that I think all the games are basically winnable this season, but games that I'm really comfortable with. The Chargers, I know they're going to come out strong. They've got a different wide receiver room than what they've had in the past. So it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust to that. I feel like, with what Tampa has coaching and the wide receiver room and I guess offense and defense, I see them coming in and being able to do a little bit more. So I do have Tampa winning this game.
Christmas Eve night. It is a night game, Sunday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Tampa travels to Mike McCarthy and the boys in Dallas, where Jerry Jones will be higher than a kite. No, I'm just kidding. Who the hell knows? I meant in the skybox, not in realum. You know what I'm saying? But Jerry Jones will be up there somewhere. JC, how do you see this one shaking out? I do have the Bucs losing this one in Dallas late in the year. I have Dallas beating us at their home city.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Dallas plays really well in prime time for whatever reason. And I think, the high explosive passing attack might just be too much for the Bucs to overcome. They've got solid defensive playmakers as well. I think it's a close game, but I think the Bucs lose in this one. And this is their first loss in 5 games, and the only loss I have them for the second half of the season.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat there. First loss in quite some time. Just a tough task on Sunday Night Football during the holidays. As Olivia says, hey, Bud Cannibalist in the house as well. Gene, how do you see this shaking out against Mike McCarthy and the boys? Sunday Night Football, December 22nd on NBC.
You already know that next to Atlanta, I hate Dallas equally as much. And I mean, even if I feel like Dallas can win this game, I'm not going to openly say it because I hate them that much. I got the Bucs winning this game. And
Gene, that's what I love about me and
I
Gene.
hate Dallas. I hate that stupid star. And you know, if only on Amazon when you're doing a rating and it's bad, you can use the 1 star. I'm good with that. But any other time, I hate that stupid blue star. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to have Cleve on before that one and smack him around a little bit.
I do have a lucky Dallas Cowboys shirt that I have in my drawer that I bring out and I eat hot wings and wipe my mouth with it. And every time I do that, they lose.
Oh man,
Never lost.
J-Lo, are you in the same boat with Gene here, escaping with the win on Sunday Night Football?
Oh man, I'm much that fucking the Cowboys like Gene. I just feel the Cowboys are gonna pull off a close win on the road. For some reason Sunday night prime time against Dallas, like JC said, they perform really well for some odd reason. So I think that's gonna be our loss right there after our nice win streak at the bye week.
I'm going to give my 2 for 1 in the last 2 games because we got December 29th, 1 o'clock Eastern against the Panthers at home, then the Saints at home to be announced. I'm going to keep it simple. I think we beat the Panthers, and I think that's a division-winning clinch right there. I think that's the Bucs punching their ticket into the playoffs against the Panthers. Therefore, I think we play our starters about half the time in the second half against the Saints in Week 18, Game 17. And I think we kind of fold and lose against the Saints to go 11-6, punch our ticket, clinch our berth against the Panthers in Game 16, Week 17, and then the last game of the year will kind of not roll over, but backups will be playing as the Saints will need that game for the playoffs. J-Lo, how do you see that shaking out? Both of those games, let's roll with.
So with that being said, I think the Carolina game, I think Davey Boy is going to show up and upset us in our house for some odd reason. That's just the one game I'm picking for an ultimate upset. And then I think we take care of business with New Orleans at home and we sweep the Saints. Fuck the Saints.
So you got us winning back-to-back there. You got us going 12-5.
No. I said we would lose to Carolina.
Oh, lose to, sorry. Yeah, that logic makes no sense. No, I'm just kidding. It's
I'm just
NFL.
saying, I think that's the one game I think that we're really going to, I don't know, we're just going to lay down.
Like we almost did last year against Carolina, same fashion late in the year as JC alluded to earlier. We almost blew that game away as well. So I wouldn't reel it out of the realm. JC, how do you see that one shaking out? Both of those last 2 weeks of the year, Panthers, Saints, to end the season.
Yeah, I got both of those as dubs. I think by that point you're looking at interim head coach of the Saints and probably Spencer Rattler. And I think you're also looking at, a team that just knows what they want to do with Dave Canales, and they beat that team fairly easier than they did before. But yeah, I think both of those are dubs, and that puts the Bucs at 11-6 on the season, and winning their last 7 out of 8 on the year. No, that doesn't make sense. Wait a second, I lost.
No, you have them winning 7 out of the last 8. Yep,
yeah,
you have
7 out of the last 8. So a really strong finish to the season. I think that first rough stretch of games for them is going to be tough. But once they get to that in the latter half, I mean, it's any given Sunday. You never know how teams are going to look down the stretch. But I think the Bucs will be in a good position to make a run and really kind of put themselves in a position to not only win the NFC South, but maybe even find some better seeding in the playoffs as well.
Mean Gene, you're getting called upon to get a Bad Luck Saints shirt by Olivia as well.
And sadly, I don't hate the Saints as much as everybody else. Atlanta is a team that disgusts me like the gum on my shoe. Or the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know. I'm different than everybody else because the Saints don't bother me too much. I mean, your boy Cam Jordan, he came in a year or two too late to win the Super Bowl. and all he can do is ride off into the sunset and start his TV analyst career because he's not going to win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's a win-win for me. But outside of that, now the Saints don't bother me. I see the Bucs going on and winning both of these games. I would say if the Bucs came in with their backups, they still beat the Saints, and it's just kind of how the season's going to end.
So we all have the Bucs with winning records. JC, J-Lo, and I have them at 11-6. Interesting enough, we have them losing different games throughout the way. Gene, I think you'd probably have the Bucs. What, it sounds like 12-5, something around that.
Yeah, 12-5.
So we all have the Bucs winning seasons, making moves here. As we are live on the Buccateers, Buc What You Heard. We still got MVP of the year, Rookie of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Bear of the Year for the Buccateers and Buc What You Heard podcast. Before we get to the Bear, we got to get to the players. J-Lo, we're going to switch up the music on our awards this time. Once again, we're not ending the show. We're just doing awards now instead of win-loss totals. Again, JC 11-6, J-Lo 11-6, myself 11-6, Gene 12-5. Since we have Sports Illustrated's own JC Allen and the millions and millions, we're going to let him start here. JC, oh, great one. Who do you have as the team MVP, the Bucs Rookie of the Year, and the Bucs Coach of the Year on the staff?
Yeah, so I'm going to stick on the offensive side for all three of these picks. I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield. I think we see a jump from him. Baker has notoriously throughout his career, and much not to his fault of his own, has not had two back-to-back solid seasons in the NFL. I think that changes this year, and a big part of that's going to be due to the emergence of rookie wide receiver Jalen McMillan. And, you know, being in a similar comfortable scheme is that he's familiar with, and that puts players in good positions and give them different looks and Baker different calls at the line is going to definitely help them. So Liam Cohen is going to be my Coach of the Year. Hopefully, the hope is he doesn't do too good of a job that he gets poached. And Todd is looking for his fourth OC in 4 years.
Wouldn't that be something? That's kind of the shame, not shame, but kind of the risk you take when you hire good offensive coordinators. I guess they're getting gobbled up at a premium out there nowadays. That's the one downside of a defensive or special teams head coach, I guess, is that you hire a good OC. They kind of get chopped up and gobbled up. As David Ferrara, Tampa's Realtor, is joining us live. The Godfather is as well. So JC's got Baker, MVP, McMillan, Rookie of the Year, Cohen, Coach of the Year. Gene, we'll go with you next. MVP, Rookie of the Year, and Coach of the Year for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team in 2024-2025.
Real quick, Dave, I'm still waiting for you to hit me up, bro. Let's do some sponsoring together. Go ahead.
I'll hook you two up, but hey, maybe we'll have to get the Buccateers in between you guys. We'll see.
I'm coming.
My Rookie of the Year is going to be Graham Barton. I feel like he's going to come in and exceed everybody's expectations just because of how the offensive linemen that have gotten drafted over the past few seasons have come in. Barring any injuries, I expect him to really excel, you know, with this offensive line and, you know, set himself apart from everybody else. You said Coach of the Year?
Yes, sir.
Todd Bowles will be Coach of the Year. Just he's so underrated in what he's done. And I mean, even myself, I didn't really appreciate him and for the past couple of years. And I mean, there were times I wanted to launch his ass into the sun. And when I look back at what he's done, I mean, he's really, you know, done exceptional work, you know, having the talent to work with. So
that was awesome.
That was fantastic, by the way, when he did that. That was fucking awesome. I love
Scared the shit out of me.
Did you jump? Did you like flinch?
Everybody jumped. We were all like, "Oh my god, what's going on?"
Because when you watch the video, he like kind of like smirked a little bit. And then
Before he gave a tell away. We broke down the all 22 in the press room. We're like, oh, if you break down the video, you can see him smirking. He knows what he's doing.
That was awesome. Gene,
for MVP, I've got Rachaad White.
Ooh.
Is my MVP. He has a lot to prove. He was 10 yards under 1,000, and you know just what he's done all purpose. I feel like he's just going to continue to improve as long as he can stay healthy.
That's lovely. So far, we got MVPs Baker and Rachaad, Rookie of the Year McMillan and Barton, Coach of the Year Cohen and Bowles. Nothing of the same. J-Lo, let's hear your three, brother.
So as far as MVP on the Bucs, I'm going to say Levante David. I think he's going to have another incredible year. The dude is just Father Time is not even catching him at one bit this moment. So give me Levante David as an MVP. I think he's going to have an All-Pro season, and he's just a great leader. Underrated. Coach, give me the receivers coach for the Bucs. I like this guy
Brian
where he's
Glendon.
from. Yes, thank you very much. I feel like he's going to get the first four receivers a lot of touch. I mean, I just like this coach so much. I don't know why. He's got my attention. I feel like he's going to be a big contributor in helping Liam Cohen get this offense going, in my opinion. Hopefully, and I agree with JC, hopefully Cohen doesn't get poached because it's highly likely we have another good year. He'll be the next one to go out the door. And then as far as rookie, tough one. I say give me Tyke Smith from Georgia at the nickel position. I think he's going to be a little rusty at first, the first couple of games, but I think he's going to be our leader in interceptions and plus also making a lot of great tackles, blitzing. I really like what Todd Bowles is going to do with this kid from Georgia.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot of good options at Rookie of the Year. Tough choices, and that's what happens when you have great draft classes, seemingly. So for Coach of the Year, I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go with new offensive line coach Kevin Carberry, former NFL player as well, former Rams assistant. I think he's going to have a very nice year. I think he's going to help the run block improve tremendously. I think he's going to do great things with Graham Barton. I think he's going to make Ben Bredesen a better player as well. I'm going with Kevin Carberry for Coach of the Year. MVP, Olive says Mike Evans. That would be a great choice as well. Could never discount Mike Evans from being the team MVP. But for MVP, I'm going to go with a little bit different. I'm going to go with Winfield Jr. again. I'm just thinking he's playing the best football of his career, just got a huge contract, and I think he's going to continue to get better and better. We've seen him single-handedly save multiple games last year, keep the Bucs in multiple games last year with plays at the goal line. And Rookie of the Year, I'm going to make it a little bit of a unique one, ladies and gentlemen. I know he was drafted last year, but since he didn't play, I know he's a little buried on the depth chart, but Jose Ramirez, once I think this kid gets his playing time, couple injuries happen. They need him to step up. They need him to make plays. I think he's going to get after the quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to have a 10, 11, 12 sack year. I think 3 to 5 sacks, make some impacts here and there. Not a lot of playing time on the field, but give me Jose Ramirez. Again, I know last year's draft class, but he didn't play last year. So I'm considering him this year's rookie. So just to recap, MVPs, we got Baker, Levante, Winfield, and Rashad. Rookie of the Year's McMillan, Tyke Smith, Jose Ramirez, and Barton. And then Coach of the Year's Cohen, Cohen, McClendon, Kevin Carberry, and Todd Bowles. So a very good, mixture there, guys. It's like a snack bowl. Speaking of mixture, in a minute or two away, we do have our Bear of the Year for the Buccateers, Buc What You Heard podcast, the Final Four. We got to decide one, but before that, JCL, I want to give you the floor quickly. I want to give you the time to kind of give people notice what's happening with you as we head into Bucs season and where they could keep up with all your great stuff or what you have cooking.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As always, you guys can follow me at JCL NFL on X or Twitter, whatever you're calling it nowadays. All my work over at Bucs Game Day, powered by SI over there. New season means the return of my weekly pieces. We'll have Extra Point the day after the game. We'll have something different this year with my Through the Spyglass piece that kind of breaks down the opponent. So I'll have Wednesday, I'll have my matchup history, my kind of where they were last year, where they are now, my final thoughts. And then on that will be out Wednesday. Thursdays, we'll have my top 3 players on offense and defense the Bucs will need to worry about. Fridays, we'll have keys to cannon fire, pretty much my 3 keys to victory for the Bucs. And I'll have other pieces rotating in and out of there, but those will be my appointment setting reminders. Those will be out those days, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, as well as my 3 up, 3 down immediately after the game. So those are some of the things that you can find over there weekly, along with other pieces that I'll be getting out as well. And then Pirate Parlay podcast that will be pumping. Actually, if you're here now, don't forget to switch over to Pirate Parlay in about 18 minutes because I'll be live at 7 and I'll be going through my full on season predictions, my team superlatives, and my top 10 bold predictions before we get into game week. And then we'll have every week we'll have a podcaster, writer, reporter from the opposite side. This week we have the one and only David Harrison breaking down the Commanders. That will be probably
Go figure.
either up on Friday or Saturday. So we'll have that rocking and rolling. And obviously you guys can find me everywhere else. Bucs game days tonight at 8 o'clock. Right after that, our podcast, Hear the Cannons. I'm a busy man. 3 pods, 3 nights, and a draft. Let's go.
So, guys, you don't want to miss it. In about 17 minutes from now, follow the Buccateers by following JC Allen. Has a couple more pods tonight. The fella does. He goes live in just 17 minutes from now. You could catch that at JC Allen NFL on his Twitter handle. And he's got so much more game day goodies for the 2024 season. He's going to be appearing on the Buccateers, Buc What Ya Heard, collabs a lot as well. We loved it.
Definitely Buccateers. We'll see about Buc What Ya Heard.
The fuck was that? No, I'm kidding. We love you. And, Gene and you could go into a steel cage match and hash that out. So
that blood's right around the corner. Well, let's make it a hell in a cell.
Emily could be the referee for that one. Speaking of referee, the great Gene has been a great referee for the Bear Bracketology of the 2024 official Bear of the Buccateers and Buc What Ya Heard. Without further ado, Gene, is it time for all of us to pick the grand poobah, the grand winner?
Yep. Yes, it is. Fatal 4-way.
Let's get the music cranking for this, too. This is just as important as our season predictions. There we go. This is going to be the Bear of the Year here.
All right. So, number 4, I put in Guinness because I just can't see myself drinking Guinness throughout the whole NFL season. Love Guinness. It's good at certain times. But I said it here at number 4. Number 3, I put in Modelo. Modelo is it's another beer. I love Modelo, but Modelo is special occasions. Number 2, I have Broken Skull. And, of course, number 1, Tampa's own Cigar City Highlight. My winner.
Winner, chicken dinner. You know what's crazy, Gene? I'm not even kidding. I have the same exact damn order, 1 through 4, and
I drank them all weekend just because I wanted to be fair about it.
And I agree, and that was part of my test as well. Was, hey, how many of these puppies can I get through without feeling a little bloated? I love the first Guinness. The second one tasted fine, but by Guinness number 3, Tampa Tones look like tow truck tones. Look like Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob, ready to get fucking towed out of town. So I'll put that one 4. Modelo's great. Don't get me wrong. I do love it, but kind of your basicness, not basic, right? But kind of one of those beers where you can have it anywhere, anytime, and it gets the job done. Nothing too great, nothing too crappy. It's one of those good beers. Number 2, Broken Skull. What? Stone Cold 316. What? You drink a couple of those, you're feeling what? I do love that one, though, and I'll put that one at number 2 for that reason. Number 1, highlight, Tampa roots. It's making its way nationally. Anything that starts in Tampa and gets into the reel of national, you love to see it. It grows the 813 roots. What a better way to celebrate a Bucs win, Bucs win, Bucs win with a Tampa Cigar City highlight beer. I'm going with that one as the Campione as well. So, J-Lo, we already know our winner, but you might as well still give us our power rankings here. Why not?
No, it's pretty much similar. So the difference is Broken Skull would have been number 1, and Tampa Cigar City would have been number 2. But then the bottom 2, Guinness 4, I can't have that many Guinness. It's 4 hours for a football game or 3.5. That's just too many Guinness. Modelo is usually one of my favorites. But you gotta represent, that's why I went with cigar over the Modelo. But I'm a Stone Cold guy, man. Especially when we had the victory cheer. Throw it down like Jason likes to go jump in the pool. I'm going to do a victory beer video every single time with the shirt on, of course. I'm not ready to show my body up like that yet. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Well, never mind. We'll get into that here at a later time. No, nothing bad. Hey, I got a dad bod out the ass as well. But,
Bad
we
boss.
got faces for radio. That's what's important. Yet here we are on a podcast. JC, you agree with that? High Life winning the Battle of the Brews, we'll call it.
Let me tell you something. Stone Cold E.T. says he doesn't give a damn rat's ass about no highlight. Give me the Broken Skull beer and give me Emily as my valet instead of the special guest referee. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold E.T. said so. Now, hand me a beer.
What? Give me a beer. What? This is a lot of fun, and the consensus then goes Guinness 4, Modelo 3, Broken Skull 2, and High Life 1. You know what, Gene? I say we do this again next year.
Yeah.
But, since
I
High
actually
Life...
want to try the Broken Skull. I've never tried it.
It's really
strong.
good.
It's strong. It's good,
You
but
gotta
it's
order it
strong.
places. Can you get it in Tampa? Like, where can you get it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can get it anywhere. It's not at, every damn nook and cranny liquor store out there, but I'd say
It's full out
70,
test.
80% should have it. And there's a couple different kinds now too,
I gotta try it.
variations of it. So one's a broken skull, one's a cracked skull, one's a full skull. No, I'm kidding, but they do have a couple different
What?
types out there.
Okay, I gotta get my hands on it because I haven't tried that. I've tried the other three, but I haven't tried that one, so I will give that a try.
Speaking of getting your hands on it, tomorrow night, Buccateers. Well, we're getting handsy and all hot and heavy up in the Buccateers, but tomorrow night we have an incredible night, pretty much a damn marathon. Again, 7:00 Eastern time. Buc What Ya Heard. Gene is going live on dual platforms. We'll be live broadcasting from the Buccateers and Buc What Ya Heard streaming services on YouTube, Facebook, and more. And then in the 8:35 hour, 8:35 Eastern, the great J-Lo will be joining the Command This fellas at the Command This podcast. Maybe more of us as well. Not sure yet, depending how schedules work out. So 7:00, you got Gene. 8:30, you got the Command This guys with J-Lo, and those are great guys, man. Dev and Steven and the rest of those guys, they were a hoot to have on. They're all funny as hell. They had some crazy stories about Jay Gruden, let's just say that. They had some interesting stuff with Pierre Garcon, who joined them on a pod. So really good stuff there. That's 8:35 tomorrow night. And then either before Gene or after the Command This, Anthony Gator, Buccaneers' own Anthony Gator, Florida International secondaries coordinator, defensive backs coach, will be joining the Buccateers live to give us his Bucs thoughts on the season, give us his thoughts about his FIU program. They went down against a tough Hoosiers team in Indiana last week. How will they step back? 4 to 5 home games in a row now. They could be the best damn college team in Florida outside of Miami this year for all we know. So can't wait. Tomorrow night, once again, Gene is going to host Buccateers and Buc What Ya Heard, 7 Eastern. J-Lo and maybe more will be joining the Command This fellas. And then Anthony Gator will be joining the Buccateers. That'll probably be a short show, 20, 30 minutes, spitting back and forth with Gator, previewing our season and FIU ball with him. Gene, tomorrow night's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I just want to take time to thank everybody that's joined us tonight, except for Emily. And I hope that everybody will be able to join us tomorrow, except for Emily. And, really, I appreciate all you guys, seriously. It just makes the show fun looking at the chat. Even Emily's chat, I'll even add her in there, her little chat in there too, with everybody else. So I appreciate all you guys, seriously.
Yeah, please join Gene tomorrow, 7:00, same place. Buccateers, Buc What Ya Heard YouTube channels. You don't want to miss. I'm sure you have a great menu lined up, Gene. You always do. I enjoy the guest greatly. So looking forward to that. J-Lo, you'll be stepping into battle tomorrow. You'll be like a gladiator in the freaking Rome Coliseum when you go on the Command This podcast, but that should be fun as well.
Oh, I can't wait. I had a fun time chopping up with them a few months ago. Great people. It'll be fun. Hopefully they won't triple threat my ass or handicap me, too bad when I go there. But for the most part, it'll be fun. I like going on other pods, chopping it up, I'm pretty fair shot, with stuff when I see like it is. Not going to always agree, but can't wait, man. Represent, man. Go Bucs.
And then JC, like we said, you're live in a matter of moments here, my friend. Give us your log off, and then we're going to log it off ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, if you're here, come on over. Again, I'll take all your comments, your thoughts.
You're like Dave Canales. You're poaching us, man. What's going on?
I'm not poaching because the show's over, man. The show's over.
Hey, just for that, I'm going to leave the stream going, baby. I'm going to leave it up all night. Let's go. I can do lunges.
Do it up. You're going to get in trouble. We're going to be after your ass. No, yeah. So pop on over. We'll be live. I'd love to chat with y'all as always. And I enjoy coming on here talking with you guys. I get to kind of let my hair down over here while also giving you guys great insight. And I really appreciate the opportunity to come on here and sometimes hijack the show. Everyone have a great night except for you, Gene.
What the hell? Gene, you got a target on your damn back from JC, from Emily. So on the final word
I
of
didn't
the
even
whole...
see that one coming, man. This is strict. This is the best wrestling right here. I didn't even see it coming. He turned on me.
That's my valet you were talking about. I got to make sure she's
right
good.
Heel turn happened right here on Buccateers.
You can't come after my valet, bro.
This is quite the promo. So, Gene, you're going to get the last final word of the promo. Take us home, big guy.
All right, guys. Looking forward to this upcoming season. We got a lot of content coming up Thursday and Saturday, going into the game on Sunday. Be sure to follow Joshua Cole Allen. Great content, great football mind. Happy he's really, covering the Bucs. There's been, kind of a lapse, but I feel like we've got it covered with JC and some of the other reporters out here, but definitely follow him. He stays close to everything. So everybody, thank you so much, and have a good night.
I'm going to end it like this. If you follow Buc What Ya Heard, if you follow Buccateers, and if you follow Bucs Game Day, Pirate Parlay, and JC's content, you really don't need much more, although we do have other great friends as well, Josh Kayepo and co. So, I love it, Gene. I love it. On that note, we're getting the hell out of here, fellas. It's beautiful. JC, Gene, acknowledge you. Acknowledge me, baby. That's right. I'm the one to acknowledge. Woo! I'm like Ric Flair in round 7.
You're like Solo Sikoa. I'm the OTC.
Sorry, I didn't mean to let that squeak. I gotta go now, man. I feel bad.
Get out of here.
I'm getting fired, man. Anyway, we love you all. God bless. Don't cancel me, damn it. I'm still here. See you guys later. Catch JC Allen in 5 minutes. If you need help, go to JC Allen NFL on Twitter and find out. Go Bucs, go Bucs, go Bucs. See you guys later. Tomorrow night, Gene at 7, J-Lo 8:30, and me whenever the hell win. We'll see, but damn marathon. See you guys. Have a great one. Go Bucs. Mark the damn cans. Game on Sunday, man. I know you're nervous for the Rams, but you got to be a little enthusiastic after being there.
Bro, that game atmosphere was ridiculous. The energy, the electricity. That place was rocking. Anyone was there, and a lot of the Super Buc fans were there too.
Tampa Tones. We are joined by Lead Goon tonight, host of the Pat and Aaron Show of WDAE, Pat Donovan. And it sounds like Stunna is bumbling a little bit. Going to put him on mute for a second until that gets a little cleared. But we're joined by Pat Donovan.
It looks like Stunna's hanging out with Cheech and Chong in a car with the windows up or something over there.